Nov Clipper, hi friends, Darth Momo here, and today we're going to talk about the first 3 episodes of Andor Season 2. And boy was it interesting. I think that's probably the best word to use. I almost want to say it was kind of different than Season 1. It feels a little different. The first couple of episodes didn't have me that engaged, I'll be honest. The third episode I enjoyed a lot more. I can completely understand why some people say that these work better in arcs. There's definitely the plus to getting all three in one go. Of course, the negative is now I've got to stay up late to record a review, right? Lots of interesting things to note here. I do want to note some of the little Easter eggs I liked. Mon Mothma's attaché, I don't know if that's how you would say it or not, his name is Erskine, and that was the guy in Rebels when she pops up. So I like that little connection. Pretty much the story revolves around Mon Mothma's daughter getting married, as well as Cassian trying to steal a TIE. I think I've heard it called a TIE Avenger. This one feels much more focused on the Andor cast, because I feel like as we get more along in the season and closer to the original trilogy and timeline in Rogue One, I feel like we're going to start to phase out some of the Andor characters, and this episode did that. It killed off Brasso. I was a little surprised by that. Especially how it did it, too, because it didn't even show him get shot. It just showed a stormtrooper taking aim, and then back to Cassian blowing up all the stormtroopers, and then we see Brasso's dead. I thought that was a little interesting editing choice. Some other revelations we get, though. Looks like Cyril and Dedra are dating now. I thought that was kind of weird. I guess you could kind of tell Cyril had a little bit of a crush on Dedra, but the fact that I don't know, that was kind of weird. Krennic's in the first episode, though. It looks like he's trying to connect to the Gorman massacre. I'm guessing he needs the materials for the Death Star. I don't know. I was a little confused by that subplot. And then Tay Kolma, Mon Mothma's buddy, who's doing all the funding and all that with the money. I was a little confused, but I think it sounds like he's down in the pits, right? He's going through a divorce and he's losing money on investments, and then it's like he's starting to maybe turn to Davos Skolden, but I didn't really know what the issue. I don't know. It felt a little unclear to me. I think it's interesting because if you think about it, these 3 episodes probably initially should have been a full season. And obviously now they've been compressed into 3 episodes, and it feels like there's a little too much going on to keep up with. Of course, I might feel differently down the road. Season 1, I didn't necessarily enjoy the first few episodes right away, and I've heard that once we hit the 6th episode or so in Season 6, it really amps up. So I'm not going to knock off the season right away or anything. But it definitely didn't hook me the way I was hoping. And even with Season 1 was a long kind of singular arc. Of course there was different sections of that, but it was still all serialized in kind of one long story. Season 2, I'm guessing, probably isn't going to be that way. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to look back at once it's all complete. The other big part of it was Cassian's story. He steals the TIE fighter, which was pretty quick, actually. And then he tries to meet up with a rendezvous to drop off the ship with someone else working for Luthen. And it turns out that guy died, and there's these people on the planet that were stranded there. And I don't know, that subplot felt kind of weird and dragged out. And then at the end of it, Cassian just leaves them. I did like the reveal that was all on Yavin 4. That was really interesting. I like that. All in all, though, it's tough to give them individual rankings. I think I'd almost give the first 2 episodes each a 6 maybe. But I think all in all, I'd probably give the third one maybe a 7.5. The whole group of them probably a 7 for this first arc. I'm expecting it to get better. I have a feeling it probably will, but just some new information that just kind of felt a little jarring, and just, okay, we've got Season 1, and then all of a sudden a year later, and all this has happened. We'll see what the next set of episodes are based off the timeline dating. I'm guessing Gorman is going to be the 3rd arc. just because that's what'll line it up with Rebels. But we'll see. Oh yeah, and then another thing I wanted to quickly talk about is the whole Tay Kolma thing, with how it ends off. That was pretty interesting. The fact that they are just, I'm guessing they're gonna kill him off. That was kind of left open ended. I'm guessing they'll probably touch on that in the next few episodes, but that actually took me by surprise. I was kind of shocked by that. We'll see how that plays out. I'm guessing that's going to have some ramifications with Mon Mothma and Luthen. I'm guessing we're going to start to see them kind of fracture a little bit. And speaking of Mon Mothma, I think it's kind of interesting too. You know, we clearly see that she's struggling with this whole thing with marrying off her daughter. But it's funny because it's like, if you think about it, not only is like her daughter like somewhat interested in this apparently, but you would think that with Mon Mothma knowing eventually where their little activity, their rebellion and all that is going to end up, she's kind of getting her daughter out of the picture. And if anything, this is for her daughter's own safety. So I don't know. I kind of thought about that back when season 1 was coming out, and I still see that now. That, I mean, clearly she's struggling with it, and I get it. You know, Mon Mothma's clearly in a difficult marriage, and now she's kind of condemning her daughter to that same fate. But at the same time, with what Mon Mothma's up to, it almost seems like this is probably for the best. But those are just, I think that's kind of interesting. Otherwise, I don't have too much else to say. Otherwise, I guess just, I don't know, like, this didn't feel completely like Star Wars. Like, I know some people said that about Andor to begin with, and Andor is definitely a different type of Star Wars, but this felt like a step further than season 1 did. I mean, we had a attempted scene in this. That was definitely something I never thought I'd see in Star Wars. And yet, I mean, I'm not going to say it doesn't make sense. I'm not going to say something like that wouldn't realistically happen. But it just never felt like something you'd ever think you'd see in Star Wars. But we'll see what the next 9 episodes have to offer. Thank you guys for joining in. Darth Momo out, and may the Force be with you. Always.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. If you liked the video, comment down below and hit that like button. Oh, and check out some of my other videos. I'm sure you'll find them in the light.